Pleasant afternoon, everyone. My name is Kyle Watson. I attend the Manchester High School and I'm vying for the position of National Treasurer. Having money with no sense of guidance is the same as being poor. And there's no independence imaginable for an organization that doesn't have its own treasurer. Being treasurer of the Emerging Global Leaders Club of Jamaica Local Council, secretary of the Asia Development Area, and as a young investor, I am equipped with the experience to help uplift this national council financially. If elected, my main objective shall be the implementation of a regional due system. I will propose to the NSSC that local councils must pull together a sum of money monthly to hand over to the regional executive, as this will provide and foster more national events and regional projects. The imposition of a proper management of expenditures and revenues. The NSSC is a premier organization that does not need to be faced with budget deficits. It is my intention to focus more on a surplus budgeting and managing revenues and expenditure. Proper planning and spending strategies will be implemented to prevent expenditures from exceeding our revenues. Improvement of NSSC financial aided projects. After the implementation of the due system and hosting various fundraisers, I'll revamp the grant initiative so that at the end of the school year, the NSSC can assist a student matriculating to the tertiary level. Fellow students, with your help on election week, I strongly believe that I can implement such changes and place the NSSC in a financial position higher than any other level. Vote Kyle Watson for honesty, transparency, and accountability. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Watson. And we'll now commence your Q&A section. And as Ms. Lawrence would have advised you earlier, you'll be asked a total of 5 questions. You will have the maximum of 30 seconds to answer each question. I will ask you each question individually, and you will answer, and then I'll ask the other, and so on and so forth. I hope you're ready. Okay, Mr. Watson, your first question. What experiences to date do you have that would have prepared you for this post that you're currently vying for, which is National Treasurer?
Thank you for that question. I am a young investor and I do accounts, and I have been a treasurer before at the Emerging Global Leaders Club of Jamaica, and I'm also secretary of the Asia Development Area. So with these job posts and learning experience, I believe that I am equipped to serve the NSSC as National Treasurer. Thank you.
Thank you. Your second question. How do you plan to improve the financial operations of the NSSC, as well as to support these operations found in the respective regions, the 7 regions, that is?
It is one of my main objectives as to put in place a regional due system so that the council can get more revenue and also to host fundraisers. That's it. Thank you.
Could you go into a little bit more detail? This is your third question. Could you go into a little bit more detail about specific initiatives that you'd want to embark on in regards to your portfolio, Mr. Watson?
Can you repeat that question again for me, Ms. Williams?
Sure. I would like for you to outline specific initiatives. You just mentioned fundraisers, etc., but we'd like for you to be a little bit more specific with the initiatives that you'd want to implement in your role as National Treasurer.
Okay. I think that I would like to see more NSSC guided activities and more expansionally, more advice being given and more posters and so forth. So with the collection of this revenue system, I am hoping that I can hand it over to the PRO so she can advocate and provide more experience, such as posters and so forth, to the local councils so that they can also educate the students more. With this, the events that I plan to have is such as a brunch. Seeing that COVID is going around, I think with social distancing regulations and so forth, we can have a brunch setting so that we can invite persons to come and have brunch, and they pay a month fee to come into the event, and we'll get more revenue from this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Watson. Your fourth question. The NSSC over the years has suffered from low collection of dues at the regional level. This is a regional issue. However, as the person who's supposed to oversee all the regions in regards to financial operations, how do you plan to increase compliance among schools?
All right. When the local councils see how much the NSSC is actually putting into having events, I think they will be comfortable to pay more dues to the regional council so that they can give back to the national council, so that they can feel special in themselves to know that they have contributed towards such and such events. Thank you.
Okay, and your final question, Mr. Watson. This is a general question. What is the value of including students in decision-making processes at the secondary level in education?
In this, students should have a voice in what is being said, because when you look into it, we are the center of what happens in the education ministry. Without students, there's no education ministry. So with our voices, I believe that we should be taken into consideration so we can state certain points to better smooth out ends as it relates to between teachers and students and administration, so that we can have a productive thing flowing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Watson, and all the best with the results.